We're proud to have Aasif Mandvi in our studio tonight.
Thank you.
Welcome. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Why'd you decide, this, by the way, debuts April 9th.
April 9th, yes.
Why'd you
Funny or Die.
Why'd you decide to do this one?
You know, we'd done, like you said in that piece, we had done a version of this about 5 years ago on The Daily Show. I was approached to do something in the space of, you know, something that I cared about, an issue-based sort of thing. And I thought, the thing that I've been dealing with a lot in terms of all the crazy people I've been talking to on The Daily Show is Islamophobia and the fear of Muslims in America since 9/11. And so I thought it'd be great to take that, sort of little sketch that we did on The Daily Show and turn it into a web series where we actually focused on some of these issues, cyberbullying, infiltration of mosques and community centers by the FBI, and protesting the building of mosques, things like this. But we wanted to do it in a humorous way and take on this these tropes of an American sitcom and present this family that was the all-American family, but they were Muslim, and deal with these issues at the same time.
Talk about how big you see this as a problem in this country today.
I think, look, it's happening all the time. Recently we had this Chapel Hill shootings. More recently than that, we had the guy who hacked people to death and planted a Quran to try to make it seem like it was a jihadist. So, there's statistics out there that say, that Muslims, 27% of Americans have a positive image of Muslims. We have a slightly better image than Congress, but that's not saying much, right? So it's kind of, I feel like there's a widespread misinformation out there about Muslims, about American Muslims, and about Islam in general.
So if people laugh at it, how does that move you forward?
Well, what we're doing here is we're not going to change the world. What we're doing is we're starting a conversation. We're starting getting people to think about these things. What we're satirizing is the absurdity of the racism, of the Islamophobia. And in doing that, we have a website that we're creating called halalinthefamily.tv, where you can go and click on things. You might, in terms of certain issues, you might click on something and say, well, what can I do here? How can I get involved? Is there something I can do to get involved with this issue more? So, stuff like that. But mostly it's about starting a conversation.
All right, so you start the conversation. What kind of reaction do you get? I mean, clearly those people that are going to that site that you're talking about probably like what you're doing. Yeah. But I suspect there's some people who don't.
Well, that may be true.
Do you hear from them?
Not yet, but I may hear from them, and that's okay.
When you talk about this issue on the Daily Show, though, what kind of reaction do you get?
Listen, I think that there are many American Muslims out there who feel like there's an underrepresentation of this voice out there in the American media. There isn't. When I got on the Daily Show, I was one of the few sort of Muslim Americans on national television, in the media, dealing with these issues.
That was a big deal.
It was a big deal. For many Muslim Americans, it was a big deal that there was somebody speaking about these issues from the point of view that was, not from the Fox News point of view, And so I think that
you were
really
making fun of many people in America. I believe you described them a bit as crazy earlier. Is that?
Well, there are definitely people who get their information, and it's not their fault. Look, the media and politicians have hijacked this issue since 9/11, and they've taken it and they've used it for their own purposes. And it's not the average American's fault sitting at home watching. If all your information about Muslims comes from Fox News, then of course you're going to be scared. That's your reaction. It's a logical reaction, but that's not the only version of who American Muslims are and what Islam is about. And and I wanted to just what we're satirizing is the absurdity of racism and bigotry, and it goes beyond even American Muslims. It goes into the idea of, because look, if it's whether it's Islamophobia or anti-Semitism, it's the same thing.